Welcome back everybody to Forza Motorsport. So we're continuing on with Mid-Engine Legends. So yeah, we had a reasonable amount of success in the previous episode, so let's see if we can continue that with this second episode with these final two races. So yeah, we were in the Bugatti EB110 Supersport, so yeah, we're continuing on with that, and we're on Road America for 3 laps. So we do have plenty of power in this car. We do have room for improvement though, because we didn't have much in the way of credits, I believe, in the last episode. So yeah, but we do obviously have some now. So yeah, I think we'll go for race weight reduction. It improves the handling and the braking and the acceleration, so it's pretty much a 3-for-1 deal there. Tyre compound, we'll up that to sport. Don't like to go full race. Well, we can't really anyway, because it'll be out the limit of the PI class, but purely don't like to because it can obviously be quite a wear down on the tyres. It's typically not the best thing to go for, I find, when you're on certain races. So yeah, we're not opting for that. We can do some upgrades in terms of the engine, give it a little bit more of a boost of power. Displacement, we'll go up to 4.1. Lighten the flywheel. New anti-roll bars. In terms of aero and appearance. Yeah, the engine doesn't get upgraded massively with upgrades. Yep, 635 is pretty decent for a £2,912 car, especially one that has all-wheel drive, so it's pretty sharpish off the line, and it's going to be even more so now that it obviously doesn't weigh all that much. So yeah, what we're doing now, we're able to do 0 to 60 in 2.825 seconds, 0 to 106.477 seconds, and going to a top speed of nearly 225 miles an hour, which is obviously pretty rapid. Don't think we'll be getting up to those kind of speeds on this circuit, but it's nice to have that little bit of leeway, and you don't want to be risking hitting the top of your rev limits, or top of your top speed
halfway through a lap
before you even get to the end of a straight.
The carousel will be an excellent place to reel in cars ahead if you stick.
Right, let's see what we can do. Can we? No, we can't. Forgot to check the leaderboard to see where we were. But regardless, let's throw the weight down by knocking out some fuel. Go down to 25%. Right. So we have the power, we have the acceleration, and we don't have much weight holding us back, but there are definitely probably cars here that have the race tyres. So yeah, going to be grippier through the corners. Hopefully our all-wheel drive system can provide enough grip to offset that. Clean first corner, that looks a change. Slightly flip that Ferrari while trying to change sides. Quicker than a fellow EB110. Into a bit of trouble there. Struggling to get past all this traffic. It's a bunch catching up behind me as a result. Those Ferraris are as quick as they are, because yes, they have a lot of power and stock form, but I figured their handling would be quite archaic. I imagine it's been upgraded somewhat to make it as good as they are. Well, we don't have the speed as well, though. Good launch out in the corners though. In their draft zone. Some clean air. Sneak up the inside, finally get to the top 5. Set me wide there. Got the mighty McLaren F1 up front, which does have a higher top speed than we do. Given its upgraded form. So we're really going to be able to use that speed here. Straight. Really slightly pulling ahead. Better when we're braking. And in terms of putting our power down out of the corner, so should be able to close a gap up. Has that bit more immediacy when it comes to straight line speed. See, did not mean to nudge them. So we're a little bit slower out of that corner than I expected to be. Got the inside right, we're in 4th. Preferably want a podium, but we don't have much time left. Gaining on 3rd. shouldn't be enough. Massive amount of understeer there. There was no time gain there. But regardless, yeah. I have to settle for 4th for that race. Just weren't able to cut through the traffic in that first lap or so.
Well done.
When we did eventually get breathing room, we just weren't that quick on the straights as you might imagine for a car of this level of power, especially compared to the McLaren F1, which was definitely had the edges and was on the straights there. But pretty decent the fast lap there, but obviously it was a dirty lap, so I guess it doesn't really count. Points wise though, that keeps us in 3rd place. We are 11 points behind 1st and 10 points behind 2nd, so looking unlikely that we're going to get a win out of this championship, but if we can hold on to the podium position, then that'll be happy with that. But yeah, could definitely have done better if we had won that one, but just could not break through the traffic like I said. Right, so let's move on to the next race. Right, so we're at Hockenheimring on the full circuit. So it's a pretty good track, this one. It's another one that I really rather enjoy racing around. Does not necessarily mean I'm any good around it though. But yeah, hopefully should be a fun race. Decent amount of straight line speed to this, and there's only 4 laps, so won't have a ton of time to make up any issues that we have, but hopefully we won't have any. But we did in the last race, like I said, when we were struggling to cut through the traffic. There was just a lot of cars up in front of us and just didn't seem like there was any way around them for a while. We do handily gain a little bit of time due to our all-wheel drive system. Oh dear, the Jaguar has spun around the Lamborghini. To a fair decent rate of speed again. Jaguar to sweep right across us there. Let's just take a look at what happened. Yeah, he just came right across us even though we were gaining. And again, coming across our front. Unexpectedly. Very predictable in their driving there. Much like the one up front, for instance, which obviously spun that Countach around. It's a little bit too deep. Yeah.
Total time penalty is about a second.
Figured that when we turned in, I didn't expect us to have that quite that level of grip because we have obviously had understeer in the past with this car, so I figured we were going to run a bit wider, so we tried to compensate that by turning in sooner, but yeah, we did have more grip than I anticipated. Oh, it seems like I just noticed now that the Jaguar actually got a penalty for what they did with that Countach. 2.25 seconds of penalty there, so that's pretty serious. So even if we didn't overtake them at this distance, we'd win over them. Preferably want 1st place regardless of that. But at this rate we are guaranteed a 2nd place. quick that car is. Surprisingly so, given, you know, it's got nowhere near as much power as some of its contemporaries at the time, but because of the way it delivers the power with its gears, and, you know, just the way that engine works. Oh, how happened there? Did we slightly run onto some slippery part of the track? Might well have done. But yeah, just the way that the car delivers the power, regardless of the fact it's got less than, say, this, or McLaren F1, or even a Jaguar XJ220, it just delivers it in such a way that makes up for the lack of power in comparison to those kind of cars. And then there's the fact it's also quite lightweight, and it's really well slippery design. It's overall a really well great car, and there's no surprise that it's pulling away on the straights. Genuinely surprised this isn't quicker down the straights given how much power it's got. Maybe those turbochargers just aren't working efficiently enough to deliver the power that it should be. You'd expect with 635 horsepower and weighing less than 3,000 pounds you'd have a pretty rapid car on your hands, but it just doesn't quite seem to be the case. Has some kind of snap oversteer as well. Doesn't help at all. We also have understeer. Yeah, it's nowhere near as good as I thought it would be, this car. I figured the amount of power you can get out of it, and obviously it has a fair decent amount of power in stock form as well, would more than make up for any handling deficiencies, but just doesn't have that power delivery either, really, to be honest. Not for the kind of sized engine and quad turbochargers and in excess of 600 horsepower, you'd expect it to be quite quick. And it is in terms of numbers, but in comparison to everyone else, it just seems a little bit of a slouch, especially this Jaguar up front, which 150 horsepower less than us in stock form, and yet, regardless of that, it's just roaring off. Tried to be brave, just didn't work. I'm going to get second regardless because obviously they had that penalty, but I would have liked to have actually had it and hopefully had a chance of getting first, but
Well done.
still, gained 10 places. That Jaguar, as a result of that penalty, slipped back to 4th, so instead of 2nd, which is obviously quite a drop in places there. And yeah, that result gives us 91 points in 3rd place still. Only 5 points away from the lead, 6 technically if we wanted to properly win, so quite close. If we had have won, I don't think, yeah, even with the extra 3 points there, we wouldn't have made any difference in terms of winning, but it still would have been a lot closer. So yeah, that's the end of the Mid-Engine Legends Championship, so we will be moving on to the Mid-Engine Monsters in the next episode. But nonetheless, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.